A morbidly obese reality star who once weighed 845 pounds and had to bathe in an outdoor trawl like a pig proudly shows off his awe inspiring 600-pound weight loss 4 years after he voiced fears he was going to eat until he died. And one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this is that I basically stumbled upon this vicious cycle of TLC 600-pound life clips on YouTube, and it's so morbidly, disgustingly addicting, and it depresses the hell out of me when I watch this stuff because I don't think people understand the cost of being this big. The amount of money you are spending on just getting food on a daily basis is in the hundreds of dollars. The amount of health costs, healthcare costs, is disgustingly massive. The burden on the healthcare system, the burden on not just your body, but every single person that you are tied to. Because if you're that big, 600-pound plus, you're not really doing things yourself all the time. You're most likely relying heavily on other people like your family, friends that care about you, loved ones, etc. Right? It is such a depressing way for someone to live because they are not independent. They can't really financially take care of themselves. They got no money basically for retirement. They might be getting disability, maybe. They're probably going into massive amounts of debt just to fund their food addiction because at this point it's basically a combination of food addiction and mental health issues. And it's just sad. But when I stumbled upon like this title of the article, I was like, this is pretty awesome because it's nice to see someone being consistent and potentially saving their life, or at the very least, adding maybe at least a decade to their life span. So, a family by the ton star who weighed 845 pounds at his heaviest is showing off his life changing transformation after undergoing bariatric surgery and losing nearly 600 pounds. Which, by the way, if that guy, person, whatever, stumbles upon this, props to you because to be able to go through this process, be ridiculed, but still end up going through it and losing the pounds consistently over the 4 years, that's an amazing feat. So Casey King, who's now 38, from Georgia, was 711 pounds when he appeared on the second season of the TLC reality series with his three cousins in 2019, and together, the family weighed a combined total of 2,200 pounds. That's more than a ton. That's so scary. So, 4 years later, he has turned his life around and is no longer the morbidly obese man who had to bathe in an outdoor trawl because he couldn't physically fit inside a bathtub or a shower. Like, for people who end up stumbling upon this or listening to it on the podcast, which is literally just the title of this thing, can you even imagine waking up and wanting to take a shower or a bath and you physically can't because you're so disgustingly huge? Like, I don't even know how you mentally deal with that. Like, that is such like a massive like barrier. Like, how do you overcome that? Right? Because that is such like a basic thing that most people take for granted, and to not even be able to do that due to your own choices in life, like, I don't know. I don't even know how someone could mentally get over that. So Casey, who has been documenting his progress on social media, is down to 250 pounds and has a goal of losing 25 more. He is also hoping to undergo surgery to remove the excess skin that hangs from his stomach, chest, and arms. It was crazy, like, just in the face, he looks completely different. But it's really sad is like if you look at the before photo, right, on the YouTube video, you can see how depressed he actually is in his face, right? But wow, that is a lot of excess skin. That is probably going to cost a lot of money to actually like take care of. But at least he doesn't have this crazy amount of weight on his back anymore. But man, that's so crazy. Yeah, he looks like he doesn't even look like the same person. That's so crazy. And again, Casey, the guy who did this, props to you. It's a pretty amazing thing. So Casey shared photos of his progress over the years while proudly documenting his weight loss with his 38,000 Instagram followers. Oh wow. So from the photo I'm looking at, it kind of looks like he wasn't really able to wear pants, really. Man. So at the time, he was unemployed and living with his father, Danny, who waited on him hand and foot while he played video games naked in his room. Like, if you got to this point, like you pretty much did not care about yourself, like at all. Like that's the reality of the situation. So when he started filming the show, he was unemployed and living with his father, Danny, who had to wait on him hand and foot. I will just eat till I'm dead, Casey told the camera. A normal day for me is to wake up around 12, figure out something I am going to eat immediately, and then TV, video games, bed. It's not a lot of activity. Not only did he play video games all day, but he also did it in the nude because his clothes didn't fit him. So, okay, so my assumption was actually right. He was literally not wearing clothes because he was so big. It's hot in Georgia, and all my clothing is restricting and tight, so I just sit there naked, free as can be, and no one bothers me. Doors shut, we're good, he explained. And the gaming community had become a safe space for him because it allowed him to escape his everyday life. I'm accepted in all those virtual reality worlds. In the gaming world I'm in, he said. No one sees me. That is my outside. That is my world. That I can be the Casey I want to be, but not be judged on my weight. And Casey admitted that his life hadn't turned out the way he thought it would. I never would have thought at 34 I'd be living with my father and I'd have no job, have no real money, and just be playing video games all day and eating, he said. And here's the thing, like I don't think someone like in this situation like gets to this point quickly. This is something that like gradually happened after like things probably happened in his life. I'm just assuming, but like there's probably some sort of like trauma, then another trauma, then another trauma, and then he got basically kicked down, like kicked while he was down, basically in a sense, and just couldn't bring himself to really overcome it. Then he got kicked down again. Then he started to feel sorry for himself. Then he got trapped in this whole like food addiction because once you start that, and it's like with any addiction, once you get involved into an addiction, regardless of what it is very hard to break the habits of that addiction. That's why people still smoke. That's why people still do other sort of addictions just because of the habit of them physically doing that addiction. So Casey said he had always been a big kid, and he weighed about 300 pounds at the end of high school. So really, at that point, due to his age around this time, like that is more of like the failure of the parents. Which I don't want to insult his parents, but like you allowed your kid to get to 300 pounds. Like he wasn't getting that food himself. Like, let's be real. And Casey worked at restaurants in his early 20s, but he quit after his weight soared to 500 pounds. So he ended up basically working in an industry where he had easy access to food as well. And Casey's mother kicked him out because he didn't have a job and he went to live with his father instead. And Casey's weight only continued to spiral out of control when he moved in with his dad, who indulged him by getting him his favorite foods. Man. Like, what's so crazy to me, like, if you were to, like, if you end up stumbling upon the video, like, he got to the point where, like, his skin doesn't even look like skin anymore. It literally looks like a suit. That's so crazy to me. Lord. So, according to Casey, he had always been a big kid and weighed about 300 pounds at the end of high school. After graduation, he started working in a couple of restaurants and would frequently eat at them. I was probably around 500 pounds then, and it was just getting too difficult to work, so I quit my job, he recalled. My mom said to live in this house, you have to have a job, so she kicked me out. The only place I had left to go was my father's, so I went there. And Casey's weight only continued to spiral out of control when he moved in with his dad, who indulged him by getting him his favorite foods. Me and my dad would get hibachi delivered, sushi by the barrel. I mean, just anything you wanted to eat, we were getting. And Casey's prohibited him from doing everyday tasks, like basically his weight prohibited him from doing everyday tasks, including showering. He shared that he had gotten stuck in the shower a couple of times, and once he was left sitting there for about 9 hours. After telling his dad that he was afraid of getting stuck again, Danny bought him a large metal trawl, which he placed on their back deck. I bathe outside in this trawl currently because I cannot physically bathe in a sit down bathtub or a stand up shower area, Casey said. Because I am a bigger guy with like folds and flaps, I have to move around almost like a pig in a way and wallow and roll over to get the back of my leg. I have to lift up literal pieces of skin. It's just a super difficult process. Man. Oh, that's awesome. He completed a 5K. That's pretty cool. Back in 2019. Wow. That's pretty impressive. So Casey continued to lose weight and focus on becoming more active. Casey went from playing video games all day to enjoying nature on outdoor hikes. Like, see, like, this is the craziest thing. Like, this is the thing that I, like, really like to see. Like, just look at his face in the before and after photos. Completely different. Like, in how he probably, like, feels is just completely different. So Casey and Danny were close, but his father had become frustrated by having to constantly care for him. I am at a size to where I need him to help me do things that just no parent wants to be doing when you're in your 30s, he explained. I need his help a little bit to clean myself, wiping just my butt because I can't reach everything on my back. And I can't reach everything below me, so, it's whatever. And Casey met with bariatric surgeon Dr. Charles Proctor Jr. on the show, but in order to go under the knife, he had to first lose weight on his own. He initially struggled with eating healthy and working out, but then his mother intervened. He joked that staying with her was like being at fat camp. She monitored his food intake and made sure he stayed active instead of sitting around playing video games. We jokingly say that my mother is a drill sergeant, he said in his confessional. She's just more controlling with what I'm eating, how much I'm eating, and she's so strict with my diet sometimes that I think about cheating. I'm not proud of it. Dieting sucks. And Casey was wary of having weight loss surgery at first, but he realized he didn't have any other option. I fear surgery in general, he said, but if I don't change, in 5 years I could be immobile, where they are forklifting me out of my room. So Casey underwent a vertical sleeve gastrectomy, gastri, I don't even, I can't even pronounce that, gastrectomy, I can't even pronounce it, to reduce the size of his stomach. That's so much weight loss. That's so crazy. So I keep getting asked about the skin he wrote on Instagram in October 2021. People think it's already gone, but sadly, that's something I haven't had done yet. Oh, so he has a GoFundMe, I believe. So help Casey fund his skin removal surgery. So in January 22, a friend started a GoFundMe page to help him raise money for the surgery. He had a goal of $15,000 and has raised more than $18,000 so far. My stomach went basically from the size of a basketball to the size of a racquetball, he explained in an Instagram story video. So the amount of food I ate was much less. The surgery helped him go from 700 pounds to 631 pounds, and after the show was over, he stuck with his strict diet and hired a personal trainer. Casey continued to lose weight and shared his personal milestones on social media, including the 5K he completed in September 2019. The next month, he celebrated getting down to 398 pounds. Finally, we got there. I've been wanting to see a number below 400 for quite some time, he wrote on Instagram. This is a big achievement for me, and I can't really express how happy I am, even though I'm trying to do that right now. I still got a ways to go, but we are still making progress and moving forward. I haven't seen a number under 400 in over 7 or 8 years. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Casey's weight loss remained steady, and when he celebrated his 37th birthday in November 2021, he weighed 255 pounds. I'm the healthiest I've been since high school. I'm the happiest I've been since forever, and I don't know if I've ever felt more or loved myself more, he shared. In addition to his weight loss, he has been working at Home Depot for the past 3 years and shares photos of his certificates and badges with his 38,000 Instagram followers. Hey, that's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome to see someone improve their life so drastically, right? Because he didn't just gain potentially, like, at the very least, like a decade towards his longevity of his life. Two, he started to actually make money, which probably made him feel pretty freaking good about himself. Because you basically go from pretty much being technically financially worthless to, wow, I'm making my own money. I can take care of myself financially. I'm taking care of myself physically. I feel a lot better. I could actually move around. I could actually wipe my own butt without having to have my dad wipe it for me. Like, that is a massive improvement. So that's pretty cool to see. And Casey's mother was the one who helped him stick to his diet to ensure he qualified for surgery. And yeah, his mom definitely deserves a lot of praise for helping him out. Stick to it. Wow. So crazy. So Casey's goal is to lose another 25 pounds and maintain his weight loss. It is unclear if he is planning to undergo skin removal surgery this year. And Casey has had a number of people reach out to him for advice for over the years, and he has his weight loss tips saved in his Instagram story highlights. He explained in the video that his top recommendation is to drink water all day and avoid sugary beverages such as soda and sweet tea. I can't stress that enough. It should always be the number one thing, he said. Drink before meals, after meals, drink all day. As for his diet, he advised focusing on eating protein that is either baked, grilled, or steamed, never fried or topped with high sugar marinades. He avoids unnecessary carbs when he can and also eats plenty of vegetables. Casey also discussed the importance of being open to new foods, saying he recently discovered that he likes peaches. And hey, peaches is super tasty. Finding healthy choices is not that bad, it's not that difficult, you just gotta be smart, he told viewers. He noted that the more weight you lose, the more active you should become. He suggested using a cell phone or a fitness track to monitor your steps and calories burned. Be as active as you possibly can. Put activity into everything. Find something that you're interested in to be active, he said. I got into hiking. I've always liked running, so I do those kinds of things. Do whatever works for you. Casey has shared photos of his excess skin over the years, and he has been open about how he would like to have it removed. Okay. And the thing is, like, if I was in his situation, what I would probably do is wait on the skin surgery. I'd probably go into like a gym and actually like build up some muscle, like a little bit more muscle, I should say, like probably like maybe at the very least 5 pounds of muscle, just so that when they do remove the skin, he would actually look a lot better than if he were just to remove it right now. Just so that he could like help shape it. So that's what I would do. Just work out with some weights a little bit to just like build up the muscle for like probably like a year and then potentially do it. Let's see some of this. Good on him. Yep. Amazing and good luck to you. He looks, I guess, like a really handsome chap now. I hope someone helps him with surgery for all of his loose skin so he can start living a life. He deserves it. Well, see, this is the cool thing. Because of the changes that he did, he actually now does have a life. He actually is living a life now instead of just purely playing games and being taken care of by his dad all the time. Like, he's actually living a life now, which is awesome. Incredible. I can't imagine the dedication it takes to tackle that kind of weight loss. He's a handsome man, and I wish him every happiness. That's amazing. Amazing. Look at that bright, happy face full of life. Just amazing. Which again is something that I noticed because the difference in like his smile from like basically now till when he started is crazy different. He should be very proud of himself, I agree. Even with the surgery, he's put in so much work. I hope he can achieve the amount he needs for skin reduction surgery. Well done. Hope you get the skin surgery. I hope he gets the skin surgery too. Like, I think what he has been able to accomplish is pretty amazing. Like, what he has done is like an amazing thing. Like, again, just think about it. He went from this to, let's see, this, right? It's literally not even the same person. That's how crazy it is. He's literally like not even, he's less than half the size that he was. Like, think about it. He's almost like an eighth the size of what he was. That's crazy. Wow. Pretty impressive. Feel free to give your thoughts, but this is why no matter what the type of addiction you might end up having or someone you might know might have, there's always a cost to it. And depending on the addiction, it could be costly in pretty much every facet of your life.